Okay, let us go to this topic now. GR and IR based invoice verification. What is this for? All the while we have been doing a GR based invoice verification. This means that when we try to do invoice using Miro, we cannot do the invoice if there's no good receipt exists. This is what we mean by GR based invoice verification. Let us test this now. I'm going to create a new purchase order. Purchase order. Let me just rename this topic to this difference between GR and IR based invoice verifications. This is more explanatory. Alright, okay, now let me create a new purchase order. Adopt, oh sorry, I need to create new. Adopt. Alright, this is adopted. Now let me show you something. Go to this tab here, invoice. You can see this GR based invoice verification flag is enabled. This checkbox is the one which controls whether this purchase order line item is configured for GR based invoice verification, which means that as long as I don't receive a goods for this line item, I cannot do invoicing. So this indicator is set at the purchase order line items level. You can have another line item and for another material without this indicator set. So for that purchase order line item, you can do invoice before you receive the good receipt. Okay, so how the system is defaulting this value from? It is defaulted from this vendor. Let me go to purchasing view of this vendor. Display this vendor NY and go to purchasing data. See this GR based invoice verification. So it is already ticked here. So that's why for any purchase orders which is created for this vendor, will have this indicator enabled automatically. So if you don't check this checkbox, this will not be enabled automatically. You have to manually enable it or disable it. So I've shown you where is this defaulting it from. So now all the purchase order that we have created so far is based on GR based invoice verification. So let me create one purchase order with this. Okay, let me save it. Okay, this is GR based invoice verification. GR based invoice verification. Let me create another purchase order without checking that box. Let me copy. I go here, invoice. I remove the checkbox and save it. Okay, now it is this invoice based invoice verification, or rather call it non-GR based invoice verification. That's good. Now let us go to Migo. Oh sorry, before that let me just show you if what will happen if I do the invoicing before we receive the good receipt. Okay, before we post the good receipt, I'm going to straight away go to Miro. I'm going to enter the dates and I'm going to enter this. See, no suitable item found for purchase order. See, says no invoice receipt is defined for the order items. This one is referring to that, yeah, the first checkbox. Let me open that. ME23N. Alright, let me choose number 8 and go here. This one, the first explanation refers to this indicator here. This indicator is responsible to actually tell the system whether there will be a invoice associated with this item. Okay, for example, sometimes goods are delivered free of charge, so there will be no invoices. So if we don't check this checkbox, no invoices, if we don't check this, invoices cannot be entered for this item. Only if we check this, we can enter invoices. The second one is the one that we are looking for. GR based invoice verification has been defined for the order items, but no goods that can be invoiced has been received. It is simply saying that we have defined GR based invoice verification, which is true. You can see the checkbox here enabled, but we have not received goods yet. That's why nothing can be invoiced yet. Okay, let us go back. Now if I do a Migo, then I can do the invoicing. I'm going to enter, let's say I received 6 units, click OK, put it in the storage equation 1 and save it. Order processing, okay, I need to quit that. I need to quit this. Okay, let me try again. Pause. Alright, now I go to invoicing and do the same thing again. Call the purchase order. Now it doesn't throw any error message, just changes to invoice. See, it is pulling 6 units now. I can do invoicing now. Alright, so I'm not going to post it because everything will go as normal. So I can do invoicing and so forth. Let us check the other one, this one, non-GR based invoice verification. Let me just post this just for completeness sake. 3:30. I better don't post it yet, maybe I want to use it again. Simulate. Alright, let me just look at this ME23N, the second purchase order that we created without the flag set. Go to purchase order history. Purchase order history is not enabled yet because nothing has been posted yet. So let us before we do the Migo, we try to do a invoicing for this, see what happens, whether the system will allow or not. This is the second purchase order. Valuation data is locked, so let me quit this. Let me quit this as well. Okay, alright, so the system is allowing me to do invoicing for this purchase order simply because I have not set this indicator GR based invoice verification for this. See this checkbox is not checked, so I can simply go and do the invoicing even before I receive any goods. Let me see what is the latest value. MM03, sorry, tire A, plant stock, NY 87, right? So before I post this, let me just check what will happen to the stock. Now it's 87. I'm going to enter 330, sorry, and calculate the tax, baseline period. Right, now I simulate. Okay, quantity delivered is 0. Okay, the system is saying that there's no quantity delivered for this purchase order yet, but we are trying to invoice. So I'm going to show you that this 87 will not be incremented by the 6th unit, because this is just invoicing. We have not received any goods received yet, but we are trying to post an invoice. I'm just showing you that the system will allow me to do this because we have not set the indicator in the purchase order. Let's post this so I can do the good receipt later on. It's blocked for payment, so let me refresh this. 03. See, it's 87, still not received yet, but the invoice has been posted, but it's blocked for payment because the good receipt is 0. The invoice is having a quantity of 6, so that's why it's blocked. Now I can do a good receipt for this later on. Okay, I'm doing the reverse way. WH1, the good receipt arrives. The good receipt is posted after the invoice because the invoice has arrived first, so the good receipt goods are being sent to the warehouse only after the invoice is posted. So that is possible. I'm going to check item. Okay, I'm going to post this, see what will happen. So it's posted. Now let us check this purchase order now. ME23N. We go to purchase order history. See this, we have received 10 units, but we have invoiced only 6, but the invoice came first before the goods delivery, is made. So that's why, since this checkbox is not checked, I can post the invoice first, then I can post the good receipt, but I need to do an invoicing for the 4 remaining units later on, so that all units are invoiced. Okay, now there's one more thing I need to show you, the update of the material. See, it's 97 now because 10 units has been received. Okay, 6 have been invoiced, so remaining 4 have to be invoiced as well. So let me go to my row. I'm going to choose this purchase order. See that the 4 will come out automatically. See, the remaining 4 units will be automatically retrieved. The system is smart enough to check what is the balance unit which is not invoiced yet, which is 4, and then automatically loading it for you, which you can invoice now. Alright, let's not do that because we know that it can be posted. So to summarize, the difference, summarize here. In GR based difference between non-GR in a GR based invoice verification, the good receipt has to be posted first. Goods receipt has to be posted first, then only you can do invoicing. Invoicing has to be done later for the quantity received. Okay, for this non-GR based, before you receive the goods you can do invoice. Invoicing can be done before goods received. The two situations, it can be done at the same time. I can post a good receipt first, or I can post a good receipt and then do the invoicing as usual, like this scenario. That is also allowed here. I will show you shortly. Goods receipt invoicing can be done after goods receipt as well. So both options are possible. Then after the invoicing is done, you can actually do the good receipt. Goods receipt is posted after the invoice. Alright, so let us check this, whether we can post a good receipt before the invoicing under this setting. So for that I need to create new purchase order. Let me quit this. Let me post this 200 220 for the balance unit, so that it's completed. I don't want to keep any document halfway hanging. So from this we'll know that we can do invoices posting partially or gradually. This one example to see that we can do in invoices posting partially. Now it's posted. Let me go and refresh the purchase order. Let me show you. How? See, there are two invoices. One is with 6, the one that we posted earlier, and the second one is with 4. Total invoiced quantity is 10, which matches the good receipt. So now I'm going to copy this again. So I'm going to create again. Oh, sorry, I'm going to adopt this. The flag will not be set, and this means that I can do the invoicing first, right? That is for sure, we have already seen it. But what I'm going to show you now is this fact here, which means invoicing can be done after good receipt as well, as usual. So I do the Migo. System will allow me to do good receipt. Let me receive 10 page 1, right? Post. Still posted. Now I can do the my row. Alright, see the 10 units are pulled up. 550. Message, check the messages. Okay, nothing. So I can post it as usual. So both ways it can. So by choosing this, by not checking that checkbox, we can do both scenarios, whereby you do the invoicing first, then you post the goods receipt, or you do the good receipt first, then you do the invoicing. Alright, so I'm going to save this and end the topic here. Let's end the topic.